President Trump has now signed the Epstein Files bill into law, the final step to force the Justice Department to turn over everything it has on Epstein within the next 30 days. Part of the president's lengthy statement, I'll read it here, where he said, quote, Jeffrey Epstein, who was charged by the Trump Justice Department in 2019, not the Democrats, with an exclamation point, was a lifelong Democrat, donated thousands of dollars to Democrat politicians, and was deeply associated with many well-known Democrat figures. The president goes on to write, perhaps the truth about these Democrats and their associations with Jeffrey Epstein will soon be revealed because I have just signed the bill to release the Epstein files. Trump says, as everyone knows, I asked Speaker of the House Mike Johnson and Senate Majority Leader John Thune to pass this bill in the House and the Senate. That, of course, came after he fought the bill, but he concluded with, this latest hoax will backfire on the Democrats just as all of the rest have. Thank you all for your attention to this matter.
One high-profile name found in the already public documents is Larry Summers. He was Bill Clinton's Treasury Secretary, a top economic advisor to Barack Obama, former president of Harvard, where he still teaches. The university is now investigating his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein after emails show a personal connection between them. Summers has not been accused of a crime, but says he's deeply ashamed of their friendship, that he'll step back from public engagements and resign from the board of OpenAI. More tonight from CNN's Tom Foreman.
I'm going to step back from public activities for a time, but I think it's very important to fulfill my teaching obligations.
Larry Summers is still teaching, but learning hard lessons too, as Harvard opens an investigation into the relationship between its former leader and the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And President Donald Trump goes on the attack.
Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together.
That's an overstatement, but in a newly revealed email from 2018, Epstein calls himself the professor's wingman. She's already beginning to sound needy, Epstein writes in another message about one woman Summers was allegedly pursuing. Nice. In another exchange, Summers refers to getting horizontal with an academic colleague and asks about a strategy from Epstein. And in yet another, Summers writes, best shot for me, she gives up on marriage, finds me invaluable and interesting, and get her to conclude she can't have it without romance/sex. Epstein's response, she is doomed to be with you. Summers, who is himself married, has issued a statement saying, I am deeply ashamed. I take full responsibility for my misguided decision to continue communicating with Mr. Epstein. Still, the email exchanges came long after Epstein had pleaded guilty to state charges of soliciting prostitution with a minor, and just before federal charges of sex trafficking minors. The messages do not suggest that Summers was in any way seeking underage women, but it's a big fall anyway. Summers served in high-level roles in the Clinton and Obama White Houses, and despite a scandal years ago when he suggested men might be better suited than women for engineering and science, he has been a respected economic analyst.
On January 1st, no one thought that a recession was a substantial likelihood.
Now, one-time Harvard law professor turned senator Elizabeth Warren says,
no one should trust Larry Summers' judgment, and Larry Summers should not be trusted in a position of responsibility or in a position of teaching our students.
大家好，我是主播周玉琴。很多的朋友告诉我们，太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌帮助了睡眠品质。现在呢，进一步推出晚安加强版，添加了首创最适合台湾人体质的天然 GABA、色氨酸、茶氨酸、香蜂草4大天然草本助眠配方，强化睡眠全期都起到放松舒眠的效果。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌，它本身就含有台大专利授权克菲尔乳杆菌 M1 等8种专利菌，首创益生菌、益生元、后生元黄金3角配方，帮助维持消化道的机能。有季节敏感、代谢困扰、关心异常细胞风险的好朋友呢，可以选择原版的太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌，它添加有超级食物羽衣甘蓝，健康再加分。而有睡眠困扰的朋友们，赶快选择蓝色包装这一款晚安加强版，绝对是更有感。选择太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌，做好日常保养，实现睡眠自由，身体轻松无负担。每日克菲尔，时刻美好。 Good Feel Good， 请上快点购为健康下单，而且要记得输入推荐代码，有额外的折扣优惠。